Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to be going over a specific token that I really like. I'm hugely bullish on Polkadot, the whole substrate ecosystem. You guys all know, you've watched enough videos by this point to know that I'm a massive Polkadot bull. In this video, we're going to be talking about the analysis of where Polkadot is right now. Is it a good buy at this point? And where could it go by the end of a market cycle? Before we get into it, go ahead and give me a like. It really helps share these videos out. And also consider subscribing if you want more crypto news and content and analysis just like this one. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, before we talk about the fundamentals of the project, we want to talk about where Polkadot is. Now, it did pump to a high point during the peak of our run here to around $48 is about the highest point that we've gotten. And now we have seen Polkadot drop a considerable amount all the way down to $13 right now. It is getting a little bit of a relief rally, but so is the entire crypto market. So really everything kind of looks like this kind of structure, but Polkadot specifically has taken a lot of losses. Now we've talked about Ethereum, how it's held on to a good amount of its gain. Same with Cardano, it's held on to a good amount of value. But you see Polkadot has lost all the way back since its January price. So we haven't seen prices this low since January, essentially. On the onset, is Polkadot a good price at this point? Well, yes. Video over, guys. See you later. But no, for real. At this point, is Polkadot at its bottom? I don't think so. It could absolutely go lower as the crypto market goes lower. And we do see this trend down of the RSI going down. But again, that is basically with most cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is doing a very similar structure of the trend down on the RSI. What this does tell us, though, is that we are close to a bottom if we're not already at a bottom now. There is a lot of people that said in my last video, how do I know that crypto isn't just going to go back up from this point and that we already hit our bottom? And I mean, realistically, I don't know. You really don't know anything. Chart analysis is just going to provide what information we can decipher from there, but we don't know what's going to happen in the near term or what's going to happen in the next couple of hours to make the price fluctuate super high. That being said, it's most likely that we're going to continue down until we find a true bottom and retest these levels, because we are getting to the point where we're almost retesting back 2017 highs. So at this point, I could expect that we see a considerable amount of drop still in the crypto market, so we could still see Polkadot go down further. Now, the thing about Polkadot that we don't have is we don't have trading data essentially back in 2017 because it wasn't launched in 2017. Polkadot went through this launch, pumped up really high, and then just bled out for a while until finally we started on this run. But now we see Polkadot at this price at $13.23. I do think that Polkadot is a good buy here. Now, the reason why I'm so bullish on Polkadot, number one, is Dr. Gavin Wood. He believes in a multi-blockchain world. You guys all know, if you've watched me enough, you know that I say the same thing. There is no one coin to rule them all, no one blockchain to rule them all. There are going to be a number of different blockchains that need to interoperate with each other, and layer one blockchains interoperating through the Polkadot substrate codebase would be the most ideal system. So you could onboard things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that don't have the same functionality as Polkadot within the Polkadot system. And Dr. Gavin Wood, if you guys don't know, Dr. Gavin Wood actually performed a good amount of work on Ethereum. He used to be on the Ethereum team before going over and creating Polkadot, the Web 3.0 of blockchain. So obviously he expects to expand a lot on what he's done on Ethereum, and he did the virtual machine and a bunch of other features of Ethereum. So Dr. Gavin Wood knows exactly what he's talking about in terms of coding. And the substrate codebase is actually a very easy codebase to use, and we see a flock of developers, even more so than Cardano, moving into the Polkadot space because of the easy use of the codebase. So we know that Dr. Gavin Wood has this idea inside to make this interoperable space where multiple different blockchains can work together and we can harness the power and enable them with DeFi and everything else. Now, I want to bring up this article. Polkadot is the only blockchain protocol fitting the revolutionary bill. So this is the changing of what we're going to see in the structure in the blockchain world, and Polkadot could be at the center with its interoperability. Now, they do discuss right now that Polkadot is fundamentally doing things that are different than Ethereum, so there's not much competition between the two. However, I do see Polkadot and Cardano, for that matter, as a hedge against my Ethereum. But I'm also a little bit more bullish on Polkadot than Ethereum itself, mainly because of the structure of the code base, how it's worked, and how many developers are on the system. Plus, I think Gavin Wood is a visionary in the space. But the only reason that I brought this up is Peter Morick, the person who was being interviewed in this article, did bring up a good quote here, and I would like to highlight that. In 5 years, I'd expect a significant amount of portion of useful layer 1 blockchain protocols to be hosted on or connected to Polkadot. This includes DeFi, which is going to see a huge improvement as it learns to live with synchronous and asynchronous multi-chain environment. Now, Polkadot and the substrate codebase has brought us amazing dApps already, kind of like PolkaSwap that we're seeing now. We've discussed PolkaSwap a lot on this channel. It's powered by the Sora blockchain, which runs on substrate. This is all Polkadot codebase, and it's all interoperable with Polkadot. So obviously this is the first of many dApps, and there are plenty other dApps out there. We've highlighted a couple here on this channel. Now with Polkadot specifically, we are currently sitting at where the parachains are beginning to be rolled out or coming to that point. Now I'd be remiss without talking about KSM, Kusama, the canary network for Polkadot. We'll actually talk about that a little bit more later on in the video, but currently the parachains are live and actively going through, so the crowdfunded loans that we've been talking about on this channel. So going over Polkadot's tokenomics, the current market cap is sitting at $13.3 billion. The circulating supply is just over 1 billion, and the total supply is just under 1.1 billion. Now, where exactly could Polkadot go, say by the end of a market cycle? Now, we've discussed this before, and going back to the Polkadot chart just to take a look at this. Now, to go over where I think Polkadot can go, obviously I think the market cap is extremely undervalued at this price, but of course, crypto is dumping, so everything's going to be a little bit down. But at this point, this is probably the best time to buy. I've actually restarted dollar cost averaging Polkadot, and the last time I dollar cost averaged Polkadot, it was roughly around $6, somewhere around there. I think the last purchase I actually made of Polkadot was around $9. So I'm perfectly happy to buy Polkadot at this price. And again, I've been dollar cost averaging it since basically its launch just shortly after. So looking at the current circulating supply, I do estimate that most likely we'll probably see around $150 after a market peak, after a whole market cycle. So it wouldn't be there for long, but we could potentially see a $150 Polkadot. Now bringing that to a $150 Polkadot brings it to a 163.9, so $164 billion market cap, which is essentially a 12x from here. And this is just the power of buying things at the 50 week. Of course, when Polkadot was back at $50, it was easy to think about Polkadot being at 150 and 3xing from there. But now that Polkadot is down to this price, it's a little bit harder to imagine. But this is exactly the points where you buy, and then in the year or year and a half that we go through this market cycle, we could actually see these prices. Now, I do have two lines here because my conservative start selling point is at around $100. I might even take it a little bit lower depending on the conditions of the market, because of course, all of these prices are tentative, so we can't determine that these prices are 100% because we really just don't know. You should never hold yourself to sell a token at a specific price point. You should just start selling when things start getting really euphoric and really exciting and really volatile at the top. Now, again, I don't think that this was the top, this kind of rolling top. And we kind of saw that if we bring back the RSI here. So if we bring back the RSI, we see that the most bot point or the highest strength was here. And then the bears started coming into play and bringing the RSI down, even though we saw a just general trading level in the market. And we did even see those pumps, but those were just the bulls trying to get back in action. And at the end of the day, a bunch of coordinated FUD and the bears brought us down to here. But Polkadot is for sure a buy here and for the long term. Now, again, with Polkadot and Kusama, the canary network for Polkadot, these are both sister blockchains. KSM is the canary network for Polkadot. So think of how the coal miners sent a canary down in the coal mines to test the air, make sure it was safe for them to go down. This is exactly the same type of deal. Now, Kusama isn't the test network, but it is where a lot of things go to test first before going onto the live system. That being said, there's a lot of good developments happening on the Kusama network, and you should absolutely still be bullish on this token. And with the token supply, we have a maximum supply of 10 million tokens. So obviously with KSM, it's a little bit of a different tokenomic structure than Polkadot. But that being said, the current market cap is at 1.5 billion. So dramatically less, almost 10x less than what Polkadot is currently. Now, if you do want to stake Polkadot, you have three different options. The first option is actually staking Polkadot within your Celsius wallet. So if you do have Celsius, you can go ahead and deposit it and get an 8.86 interest rate. And if you have Kraken, you can go ahead and stake both your Polkadot and your KSM at a yearly reward of 12%. If you do want to stake with Celsius, you can go down below, use a referral code, help out the channel, because we'll both get $40 of Bitcoin when you deposit $400 worth of crypto. And you can go ahead and deposit your Polkadot there and earn 8.8. If you don't want to do that, however, you can always go ahead and go stake with Kraken. But that is my analysis on Polkadot, where the blockchain is going to go in the future. Obviously, I'm huge on the interoperable world of blockchain. I think there's plenty of room in the space for multiple blockchains to work together and thrive together. And I think Polkadot is positioning itself to be an integral piece to that puzzle, to bring everything, all those layer ones together into one area where they can operate together. That's it for me. If you did like this video, go ahead and give me a like. Really helps share these videos out. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and analysis. And of course, happy hodling.